Hi there! In this video, we are going to learn about the vertical line test. So what is the vertical line test? It's a way that we use in math to identify whether or not our graph is a function by just looking at the graph. Not at the equation or not at a table or a t-chart. We just want to look at the graph and determine, is this a function, yes or no? So let's talk about just a review of what a function is. A function is a relation, which is a set of ordered pairs, where for every input, there is exactly one output. So I just have two little examples here for you, just as a reminder of what it means to be a function. So this first example on the left here represents a function because every time I plug in a number, I get just one number out. When I plug in 1, I get -1. When I plug in 2, I get 0. When I plug in 3, I get 1. And when I plug in 4, I get 2. This is going to represent a function. I happen to graph this out, and when I connect all the dots, it actually makes a straight line. Okay? This example on the right-hand side is not a function because when I plug in the number -1, I don't just get one number. I have an answer of sometimes I get 1, but sometimes I get 2. And so that does not follow the definition of a function because each number does not give me exactly one output. And remember, you can think of it like a machine. Every time I plug in -1, I should be getting the same answer. But because I'm not, this does not represent a function. So what does this have to do with a vertical line test? Well, here I'm going to show you. If I draw a vertical line, okay, here's my vertical line. So what I'm going to do is over here we know that we have a function. I'm going to take this vertical line, and I know you can't do this like on your paper, so I used to just use pencil. And I would just kind of scan my graph and see, does my vertical line cross my graph anytime more than once at any spot in my graph? Over here it doesn't. But over here, right here, it does. So what the vertical line tells you is that there is one number or more that has more than one output. That's why we use the vertical line. All right, so if you come down here, I wrote it all out for you. So how to use the vertical line test. So you want to imagine a vertical line, or you use a pencil, or like I was doing, I actually drew a vertical line and I was sliding it around. Then you're looking for one spot on the graph where the vertical line intersects the graph twice or more than once. Okay? If you find a spot, then you don't have a function. If you don't find a spot where that happens, then you do have a function. So we're looking for vertical line. Does it cross my graph more than one time? And that's what we're trying to find. So here are some examples. I got a lot of them for you. So I'm going to draw my vertical line. We'll use the same one every time. So here's my vertical line. Okay, so is graph number 1 a function? Explain. So I'm going to scan through my vertical line. Is there any spot in which this line crosses my graph more than once? The answer is no. So is this a function? This is a function. Yes, a function. And I just write because it passes the VLT, the vertical line test. Okay? Try this one over here. Well, it is here, but most spots it's not, right? You can say, and this is what I would do. I would draw in a vertical line. This is how I used to show it, and I used to circle it, and then I would write not a function. It fails the vertical line test, so not a function. Those would be my explanations. Okay, down here, let's go down. Next example. Next set, I got a bunch of them here. We'll do 3 and 4. Okay, is number 3 a function? I'm scanning my vertical line. It's only ever crossing one time. So I would say, yes, it's a function. It passes the vertical line test, the VLT. Okay, next one. Come on over here. It's fine here, but oh, not here. So this one is not a function, no, and I would write because it fails the vertical line test. Okay, moving on down to our next examples, number 5 and 6. Whoops. Okay, now these ones look a little tricky. So here are only points. This one's fine, 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 not fine. Not fine because I have 2 points on my graph that are on my vertical line. So here, I'm just gonna, oh shoot, I'm gonna move this out of the way. And I'm gonna write no, this is not a function. It fails the vertical line test. Okay, let's try this next one over here. Oops. So I'm sliding this around. It's fine here, fine here. Now this one looks a little bit tricky. This one is an open circle and this one is a closed circle. So technically an open circle there is no point at that location. So this instance is actually okay because there's not 2 points here, because an open circle means that everything up to that point and it's not included. We call that like a hole in our graph. So that's okay actually. 1, 1, 1, 1. So this one is actually okay. This one is a yes. It passes the vertical line test. Okay, and we'll come down to our last 2 examples. Okay, again, this one's kind of similar here. This was not okay. It looks not okay right here, but because one's an open circle and one's a closed circle, that's okay. It means there's only 1 point actually in the location. Let's check the other one. This is okay also. The only way it would not be okay is if this was colored in like this, then this would not be a function. But because it isn't colored in and because one's a closed circle and one's an open circle, this is actually a function. I would say yes, this is a function because it passes the vertical line test. And then the very last one over here. Well, there's a lot of spots where it crosses 2 times, and so you can either show it like this with the vertical line, or you can just write no, fails the vertical line test. Okay, let me know if you have any questions. Good luck.